Hey everyone, it's Kiba here, and just kind of going over what I'm gonna share with you today. I came up with an idea that I think might be very helpful when trying to teach players how to really PvP, and that's really to just go into like what I call fight recaps. So the idea behind it is I'm gonna share either a 1v1 or team fight, um, skirmish, kind of just break it down bit by bit what happened, what my mindset was. And that way, maybe just giving you a slower version of what I see could help show you some very important animations, some skills, and really just mechanically why I do things in the heat of like battle. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I guess I will get into it. So this fight that I had was against a Weaver. Now, just going right into it, I'm running to a node, and the first thing I notice is that he has Shocking Aura, which is that big ball of lightning around him. When that happens, just don't attack the individual that you're fighting, otherwise you will get stunned by that, forcing you to use a cooldown, and also their damage has come from stuns since he is using what's called Lightning Rod. And so it really does benefit him if you attack when there's Shocking Aura. So I stow my weapon there. I try to get my elite off. The reason why is to get stability. Stability is going to help me survive this if I do plan to engage. And also give me a few different boons like Fury and Swiftness, so I can move a little bit quicker. And as I try to get this off, I do get stunned before I get the cast time off. So it's still forcing me to retreat a little bit. I'm not really fighting. Now I do get my heal off, I get stunned for it, but the idea behind it is it does pulse regeneration and it does cleanse condies due to some of the traits I use. Now at this point I am able to get my elite off, which allows me to engage into this fight. As you see, I swap to longbow to combo a lot of damage here onto the Ellie and get a good knockback. So at this point, as you see, pause there. Now, were you able to catch that? And if not, don't worry about it, I'm playing it over. But as you see, there's like a distortion around the Ellie here, which is called magnetic wave. Now, when this happens, when you see this animation, you can also look on the boon bar of the Ellie and notice that there is this unique boon there. It does cause like a reflect for about 3 seconds. So what I end up doing is using longbow 5 here, just to avoid getting reflected on. I'm still running to the node. A little bit low here on some cooldowns, but generally I'm pretty fine. I come in for a maul, but I'm not able to land that. So it does force me to use one of my stun breaks here. As I go back to the node, because I am crippled, I do use longbow 3 to get to the node a lot quicker. Now as you see, Shocking Aura is there again, and I'm not paying attention, I end up hitting it. But I don't freak out and use my stun break. I end up just riding it out. Now stop here at this point. What I tend to notice is that the Ellie went into fire. So when I saw that, I ended up going in straight full for the offensive. And main reason is because in a battle of trades, like generally I'll win if it's power v power, especially when some of their damage just come from like stuns and things like that. So I try to block, but as you see there, I got knocked back from a skill called Gale. Now what Gale does is it just knocks you down for about 4 seconds. I do take damage from that lightning rod trait, and Gale is unblockable, so really well played by the Ellie here. Just if you're an Ellie wanting to use a skill, make sure to save that for any sort of block. Now I end up breaking the stun with lightning reflexes there, so I can just go right back into the offensive. I see a little bit of air animations and earth as well, so as he's in earth I use longbow 5 because I don't want to shoot myself with reflect. And at this point you'll see that giant lightning from the sky. That's called convergence there. So what you want to do is try to avoid that because it does give you 3 seconds of weakness, which cuts your endurance regeneration by half and also weakens a lot of your damage. As a power class, that's not what. So at this point I try to just kind of evade damage there. Now I see there's invulnerable, right? Which means he's using obsidian flesh, and you can also tell when you see on the boon bar there, just that face looking thing. That gives him 3 seconds of invulnerability. And as a generality, most LEs that are experienced that I've faced use this as like a last resort when they're kind of out of stun breaks. The reason they don't really like to use it too much is because it does have a 50-second cooldown. So it's kind of like a fill in the gap, right? So you don't get damaged while your cooldowns do regenerate. Now at this point, that's probably why he's not pushing me. And if he did push me, he might have gotten the kill. But he's more focused on also regenerating his own cooldowns. So I jump on the node, trying to force him for this fight, because I know that he's going to have to fight me if he doesn't want to lose the node. End up using my maul there, really good because I did it right in between his dodge frame. So this, I use my block. My block is able to proc the second skill counter, and the counter, the second part of it, if you get hit with that block, then you can evade for 3/4 seconds and get a good knockback. Now this skill is kind of bugged right now, so if you spam it, you actually get 2 knockbacks if the enemy procs it. Really good. However, this skill here, he did Mudslide. Mudslide, fun fact, is blockable, but the trail is unblockable, so it did end up stunning me. Now here I end up getting my elite off, which was really good, right? Main reason is because this is the part where it goes all sideways for him. So the elite does pop resistance because I am running Rune of Resistance, and so that negates the weakness that is on me. Now I do get him with the maul here, which is really good because that allows my pet to have a 50% increase in damage. And additionally, you'll see the follow-up here. So that maul, and then I end up using Greatsword 5, which resets maul again. Now the reset in maul allows me to hit him with maul one more time. But as you see, my pet did a massive F2 right there, right? So the damage came out from my pet was really good, and my maul's coming back. Now the Ellie's stunned, and he hasn't broken stun, which makes me believe that he has no more stun breaks left. So from there, I end up pet swapping. Now pet swapping cleanses the conditions there, as you see, and it also gives me quickness. Quickness is gonna allow me to attack faster, and faster attacks means I'll be able to just finish off this Ellie's HP at this point. So with the stability there, I'm not too worried about Shocking Aura. I'm just gonna hit right through it because I still have 8 stacks. So at this point, we can all but assume that the Ellie is going to die in this 1v1, even though I am completely out of cooldowns. Auto attacks are coming out. He is in down state, and I go in for the stomp. And now I will share with you the fight in real time. So I want to share the Ranger build with the amulet, sigils, and the rune that I use with weapons, also the traits. Feel free to screenshot those or pause the video at that time to get those. I'll also link the template at the bottom. And just a full disclaimer, I am not a Ranger main, so I think I have almost 150 games on this class, but The idea that I want to share is that if you really just understand the class, the way it's supposed to be played mechanically, based on those traits, if you really read into it, you can kind of formulate how you want to play it. Like again, the goal of this video isn't to tell you how to play the class. I feel like that's counterproductive since everyone is different in the way that they play the game. However, it's just to give you an understanding as to really the foundation of skills and how to synergize them, and feel free to play as you want. If you want to use a different rune for any other reason, I've seen Rune of Air being used, Rune of Divinity, Rune of Speed, but I just tend to use Rune of Resistance because I'm more familiar with it. So, as I said, I'll do more of these videos and you'll see me playing other classes as well, but really the goal behind it is just to break down the mindset during that fight. So, I will also be streaming weeknights from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Central, so 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern. Might end sooner, maybe an hour earlier, but just depends when ranked season comes back. So if you guys really do enjoy the video, please comment down below what you would like to see. If these are helpful, let me know. I want to make sure that they are helpful. And please follow me on Twitch. I'll be streaming more Guild Wars 2 content, PvP, PvE, and maybe World v World. So talk to you all next time on the next video, and I hope you enjoyed.